All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Great to see all our awesome leaders here with us. Now you're ready to grind your business, to learn what you need to do on a part-time basis so you can eventually do this business full-time. And I tell you, I rather I rather learn this is what I learned early on in my career. Once again, this is Fernando Ramirez. I'll be doing the training of today. We are live again in Facebook on Diversified Cash Flow. That's our channel. And what we're going to talk about is the things that I've learned from mentors and leaders. And I always heard our mentor from our first the company that we went to business with, he always said, a bad day in a business will beat any good day in a job. And he embedded that in my mind so much when I used to hear it, and I wanted to comprehend what that meant. Why does he say that a bad day in business would beat any good day in a job? He was referring to your freedom, to your lifestyle, to your choices. So he was always, when he trained us and his wife, they would say things that would make you think. Um, the other thing he always said is, in order for things to change, you have to change. God, again, and I took that with me early on in when I started in the business world because I was part time. I was a plumber working too many hours for too little money. So those kind of things they always said stuck to me. And then one day, they told me, Fernando, think of your business, and I want you to work your business. No, they always used to tell me, thinking where you're going to be 5 years from now. And once I told her, I said, that seems like a long time. And she goes, Fernando, how long have you been doing what you have been doing? I said, 7 years. And where are you right now? I hate it. I says, I don't like it at all. I'm working too many hours for too little money. So it's 7 years of too many hours for too little money. This is a 5-year proposition for you to transform your life and become a six-figure income earner. That's not a long time. That stuck to my head too. So part-time and full-time, you got to treat your business part-time as if you were already full-time. Another thing that they taught me, treat your business part-time as if you were already doing it full-time. And that got stuck to me. For a year and a half, I worked the business, not even part-time, because I was working too many hours for too little money, 72 hours per week. So I needed to find out a way and how to start dreaming. What would I be doing if I was full-time in my business? That's what I thought about every single day. So let's talk a little bit about focus on your activities. And that's the problem. We only focus on the results. We don't focus on the activities. We got to learn to think different than the traditional person thinks because most of us think results. We don't tend to think about activities. Focus on your activities and let your results complement your daily grind because you got to have fun to do this business. If you don't have fun doing this business, you're in the wrong business. And you got to find the fun. And sometimes you got to make all the mistakes that you are going to go through, fun mistakes. That's why self-development is so important, okay? So let's get right into it. Here are some of the things that we're going to learn and we're going to teach you. Part-time activities to go full-time. The first thing that you need to do is work on your inventory. What do I mean by that? Immediately work on your list of contacts, okay? And then I'm going to talk to you about what I do daily now that I've been full-time for 31 years, but I want you to work your list of contacts. The one list that you have right now, work it. Exhaust the entire list, okay? Next, attend all Zoom events and live events. There's a reason for that. Remember, going back to my days when I was mentored by our leaders that were living a lifestyle that I wanted to live, they told me, come to our presentations every Tuesday or our conversations and bring guests with you and come back Saturday for trainings. You do that for 5 years, they told me, and you're going to be successful in this business. Okay, so I never miss one. Nowadays, things are so easy, okay, that all you got to do is just click on a link of a Zoom. After the pandemic times, everything changed. Back then, I used to drive 50,000 miles per year to go to appointments and to bring guests to presentations and to come back to a Saturday training. 50,000 miles. And we still managed to make a six-figure. Back then, there were no cell phones. I couldn't afford one. So I use public forms. I had coins to use public forms. We had Thomas guides. Right now, it's attending events, and people still complain about that. I just prospected someone, and they go, I know you're making me a proposition, and I worked with this gentleman in the past, but I'm already retired, he goes, and he's a realtor. I'm already retired, he goes. If I have to be in Zooms or if I have to go to any meetings, I'm not interested. I'm like, really? And it's fine, right? So Zoom events, it's not a big deal. The only reason why Zoom events are important, now after the pandemic time, everything changed, is because you want to see who's committed, who's going to show up to the game, who wants to win big, which is what my mentor taught me. That's why I don't miss any Tuesday conversations. Is bring some guests with you and come back Saturday. And I heard that over and over again. And I felt uncomfortable when I didn't bring any guests on Tuesdays, and I saw other people bringing guests. And then I saw their team started to grow. 3, 4, 5 people show up. He says, when you bring 50 people to a live event, you're going to be a 6-figure income earner. It took me 5 years to develop that formula, and the room was half full with my people, my team, back in the day. 80% of your daily business activities are always growing your list of contacts. That's 80%. Make sure you invite to our tools and live Zoom events 2 people every time you come to an event. That's your aim. Always having 2 new people with you. It's not easy, but it's worth it. That's the game that you got to play all the time, to have 2 new guests with you, okay, on every event. 20% of your activities are learning the use of your tools, self-improvement, and self-development. That's 20%. Okay, and why? Because I'm sorry, what happened here with the numbers? I finished this at 2 a.m. last night, here at home. So the last one is, that's 20% of your activities. If you're doing more than that, and you're not doing 80% of the activities, it's going to take you a long time to build your business. Make sure you use everything to grow your list of contacts, and we're going to get to that in a quick minute, okay? So now, if you want to partner up with your leader and your mentor, when you go to your MWR back office, I want you to look on the toolbox. There's so much activity on the toolbox, okay? And in this toolbox, you're going to have access to the training materials. So if you really want to call your trainers' attention, go here and click on everything that you see here and download the forms and let them know that you have already done that assignment. What that will do for you and for your trainer is you're going to let them know that you're serious about this business just by going here in this section in your back office. And there's documentation that you need to fill out. Okay, and Jameson just brought me that reminder today when he was reading Developing Leaders that we have to go back to important assignments with him, because he sent out these forms to me, I think about a month ago. Time flies. You get so busy doing a lot of things, all of a sudden you look back and you see your upcoming leaders and go back to certain assignments that we have left pending. This holds each other accountable. It holds you accountable and it holds your mentor accountable. So if you haven't done this, I want you to do this assignment. Listen to what I'm telling you. I'm not telling you because, you should be told this. I'm just telling you because that's what I did when I started this business. I did everything they told me to do. Okay. They told me not to miss trainings. I didn't miss one. They told me to bring more guests to our conversations. I committed to bring more guests to the conversations. And it's not an easy task. It's going to take a lot of you to do that. Okay. This is not an easy business. Making $15,000 a day is not easy. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to mold you and transform you to become a tough leader. That's what it takes. All right. The next thing is, do you have a date to launch your business? And we're going to start going back into launching businesses and relaunching businesses. I'm going to talk to Dr. G.W. Parker so we can go back to creating one launching of the business of our team partners to continue what we have going on, right? Which is launching the business. Imagine you open up a business and you don't launch it. That business is not a business yet. So launching your business is creating the movement of invites I want you to think about launching your business like you're inviting someone to the best party you're going to invite them to. Wedding, birthday, a party of parties. Okay. So you're going to introduce your tools to your list of contacts, and you're going to use the form concept to do that, which is the regular traditional conversation. And then you're going to switch to by the way. The by the way word has to come out before you hang up the phone, or if you're face to face with it. So talking about family, everybody likes to talk about their family. I like to talk about my family, especially now it's Mother's Day weekend. We're getting to spend time with family. We're doing celebrations. My granddaughter's celebration, her birthday was on May 4th. My dad's celebration, May 7th. My birthday's tomorrow. Mother's Day is this weekend. So we're meeting with them, for lunch to celebrate. So we all like to talk about our family. We like to talk about our occupation, recreational time. These are our motives. Why? What are you going to find in that conversation? If people are not spending enough time with their family, you're going to hear that on the conversation. Why? Because they're probably working too many hours for so little money. And then they're going to talk about they're not taking vacations because they're spending too much money and they're in debt, drawing in debt. So you're going to hear conversations like that, or the contrary. Maybe they're happy with family time, they're happy with their occupation, they're traveling, right? Either or. The platform works both ways to find their motives. And then the script is, by the way, let me ask you a question. If there was a way that I can show you how to make more money, how to keep more of the money that you make, and how to have your money work for you, would you take the time to watch a video? Simple. So what are you doing? Planting seeds, working on your assignment. So when you work on your assignment and you handle the tools properly by sending out the videos or bringing them to a conversation, what you're doing there is pre-qualifying a prospect. See if they're ready. See if they want to partner up. See if they want to use the services. So when you do that, now you can go back into letting them know, by the way, I'm going to be launching my business really soon, and I want your participation. And I know you're not going to say no. You're inviting them to a celebration. Okay. The fortune is in the follow-up. So once you establish the foundation of planting all your seeds with the people that you have in your surroundings, you're gonna do your follow-ups. And experts say that the fortune is in the follow-up, and you're gonna start doing most of your business after you have done 6 to 12 follow-ups. And then you're gonna get your prospects into either a three-way call with your team leader or come to a Zoom for a conversation. This right here is 80% of your activities. If you're not doing these activities, you're not working your business. If you're spending too much time trying to improve yourself to perfection, that's not the right way to work it. If you're asking me how to do it, no, I would make a ton of mistakes doing this right here. These are the assignments, okay? After you have exhausted your market, get ready for the implementation of everything else that you have. That's why I didn't start with a topic that we're going to talk about, which is the tools that I use to promote, because these tools don't come handy until you have exhausted your market. And your mentor and your leader knows your market. They know your brother, they know your coworker, they know this person, they know your neighbor, the people that you go to church with, they know everyone. Okay, so if your mentor does not know your list, you can't grow a list. Your mentor needs to know your list. Why? Because he's going to show you how to make and take advantage of the opportunity of working and growing your list. That's the first assignment, all right, that you should consider. Ask all your contacts for referrals. That's the next step. After you have exhausted your market, by the way, I know you were not interested in the business, you were not interested in the services, but do you know anybody that needs business funding? Do you know anybody that that wants to pay less taxes? Do you know anybody that's looking for part-time income? 80% of your time should be doing this type of assignments. Focus on your activities and let your results complement them. I never focus on my results. If I did that, I would probably, I don't know, it's suicide to focus on my results without any activity. So I know that, the business fluctuates up and down like the stock market. I can't control that, but I can control my activities daily. And that's the thing that you need to understand, controlling your daily activities. Okay. You'll have ups and downs, more downs than ups in your first 18 months of commitment. Yes. You're going to have people not showing up. You're going to have people canceling memberships. You're going to have your team leave, and you can control from that not to happen. It's going to happen to you. 31 years stuck in here. All right. Now that you have done what you're supposed to do, let's talk about all the ways that you can go out to the market. And I want you to study. This is what I do. That's why I use all my tools, and I spend a lot of my time studying my markets. The markets have changed. You see, if you're only doing local stuff, you're not seeing outside of your local area. You got to be doing local area activities, but you got to be doing national activities because the platforms allow you to do that. Back in the day, I couldn't do stuff like this. That's why I only build locally. I want you to think about this. If you're only building locally, not outside of your state, how about, heaven forbid, something happens to your state where electricity goes out in your state, or fires start to happen like it happened here in January when we started the year. Okay, something can happen in your local area. So if you don't think outside the box of your local area, you're missing on a huge market. Social media allows you to do that. Okay, that's why you got to work your immediate list of contacts first before you do this, because you're going to prepare yourself to learn to deal with rejection with family, friends, and the referrals that you start with. Right after you get comfortable with that, because you're going to come back to them after 6 to 12 follow-ups, and they'll say, yes, I'm ready. You know why they're going to say, yes, I'm ready? Because they see your commitment. They might think the first time you call them, you're being brainwashed, that, that's not for you. But if they see you coming back, you're going to come back. But when you come back, you're going to have people, strangers already in your team, okay, to them. So let's look at the platforms that we have. What age category do we have here? There's no excuses. If you are 18 years young, these are the platforms that 18 years young people use. 25 to 34, the percentages are right here. So I'm 56 years old. I know that Instagram, for me, I'm not a big fan of it, but I have connected my Facebook to Instagram. So Instagram, I really don't put a lot of time into it, but I go back to it because Facebook allows me to do my connection from Facebook to Instagram. Fernando, how did you learn how to do that? I made my Facebook business. I don't pay for it, but you can convert it from personal to business. Just do your due diligence. That's what I did. Mark Zuckerberg didn't come to give me a class. I sat down and I clicked on the buttons. That's my lab, right? So now I see the percentages of what people use. So WhatsApp, 20%. Wow. So I'm like, okay, so I'm using Instagram. I'm using WhatsApp. I use Facebook. You see what you have here. And now TikTok, I'm learning how to use. But these are the percentages back in July 2024. Okay, so now let's look at this area here. And we're talking about these are female and male. Okay, so you can see the percentages. Now you're studying your market. We got 334 million people in the US. You got plenty of room. If you get rejected by a handful of people, they're not everybody. That's just some people, but we feel it's everybody. Oh, everybody's telling me no. Who's everybody? My brother, my sister, my cousin, my friend, my coworker. They told me no. That's nothing. You got 330 million plus people in the US. So there's lots of people to talk to. Okay. Now, use the necessary tools to get yourself known. So take a picture of this so you can see where you are. Look at your age category, all right, and find out where you are. So what am I focusing on right now? Let me tell you what I'm focusing on right now. If this is my age bracket right here, I'm looking for people here between the ages of 25 and above. Why? Because I want a new generation of leaders, hungry tigers that see the business. So what do? I do stupid things on TikTok, weird things, fun things. And guess what? I got an influencer that has more than 150,000 people. She owns two restaurants. She is maybe 32, 33 years young, and a lot of people follow her. So you got to look for the market, okay? And you got to see what is it that you want to bring to your business. All right, now tools. I use CapCut. So when you get a chance to download the CapCut app to create videos, download it on your phone, okay? So you can start playing with it. And you have to play with it. You have to make a lot of mistakes, okay, to learn how to use it. I use PixArt, InShot. This is to create videos, and Canva. But I don't use Canva myself. My wife has become an expert in that. But if you take me back when the pandemic times hit us, I needed to have all kinds of hats to carry on me because I needed to learn how to move fast. So I got my Zoom back in 20, I think it was 2020, a little before 2020, because we were doing Zooms, but not much. So I got my Zoom application, paid application in 2020, the pandemic times. And then I started to use all the tools that you see here. I use PixArt a lot to create templates and flyers for our team partners when they needed to get recognized. So I equip myself with everything and I learned to use everything, but I was overloading myself. So when I met my wife and she decided to leave her business, we were looking for a way to be able to, have her do what she likes to do. So what did we do? She goes, I want to do this. And she's an expert in Canva. Oh my God, she has that magical touch to make everything that we have in Canva. CapCut, she's learning how to use it, but I'm good in CapCut. I am very good in CapCut. Okay. And I'm going to bring my phone up in a little bit to show you how it works. PixArt. I am good, not good. I make templates whenever I can, but I only use PixArt to be able to create my morning post for our teams in our Telegram group. So I put every day's post, 7 days a week, 365 days per year, giving everyone a good morning with a nice post, English and Spanish. Okay. InShot, I use it to kind of perfect my videos from CapCut. CapCut is free, but if you really want to go all out, I would encourage you to make the investment to have all the AI components that it gives you. InShot, I paid it a whole year. I paid it for life. So I think it was like I don't know, $30 or something like that. I don't remember. Canva, we invest in Canva too. So we invest in our tools, okay, to be able to promote ourselves. Make a lot of mistakes. And after I finish with this, I'm gonna give you a little tour on what I do daily. Make a lot of mistakes. It's okay. Why? Because these leaders right here have paved the way for us. They have put themselves on the line to let us know that it's okay to make mistakes. Thomas Edison, I have not failed. I found 10,000 ways that won't work. And we talked about that this morning, right, Jameson? And look how he was perceived from school teachers. His teacher said he was too stupid to learn anything. He grew up to invent the light bulb. Michael Jordan, I missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 25 times I've been trusted to take the game winning shot and missed. I failed over and over and over again. And that's the reason why I have succeeded. We only see the final story of everything, right? The inventions, the amazing, players, amazing actors, singers. We see the rich people living a rich life, but we don't see what happens behind the scenes. See, that's the situation. We only see, again, we only see results. we don't see the activities. So you got to learn to work on your activities and let the results be a complement of your activities. I don't focus on results. If I did, I would be very stressful every single day because I want $15,000 a day. You all want $15,000 a day, I can guarantee you that. But the question becomes, what activities are you doing daily to make that happen? And we talked about the kind of activities, which is 80% of what you need to be doing, which is working and growing your list. All right. So on that note, it wasn't a long training, it was a short training. Let's see here. All right. Let me read on the comments right here. Elisa, champion of champions, how are you?
Hello, Fernando. Good afternoon, everyone. For the ones that we are in the East Coast, for Pacific Coast, good morning. Good morning. I'm so glad to be here. Learning so much in every training that you share with us. Thank you for your experience, for your 31 years as an entrepreneur. This journey is almost going to be 3 years in this company with this a powerful platform. And thank you so much, Fernando, for everything you do for the Spanish and English community. We are a diversified community. And thank you so much. It was a great training.
Thank you, Elisa. You know, you play a big role in our community too. By the way, leaders, anytime you want to plug in your bilingual team partners, you know, we have a tremendous support group of leaders. Elise is one of them. She helped us run the reading club, conversations, trainings as well. She did a phenomenal training last night. Again, we are in YouTube, so you can find, the kind of training she gave out yesterday was phenomenal on the area of taxes on our platform. She broke it down to the T, the benefits of being, having an LLC and all that. So we have all kinds of trainings, and anybody that misses the trainings or the conversations, just go to our channel, Diversify Cash Flow, and right there you can just grab it and send it to your team partners. Okay, the training is being recorded now as we speak. Thank you so much, Elisa. Appreciate it.
Fernando, by the way, I want to say happy birthday to you. We are sending hugs to you and to your family. Enjoy with your family, your granddaughter and your father. Big hugs to a beautiful family. Thank you.
Thank you so
happy
much,
Mother's
Elisa.
Day for your mother, for Marta, everybody, every mother. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you so much, Elisa. Appreciate you. Great attitude of gratitude always. Anyone else? Thank you, Evangelina, so much. Evangelina, appreciate it. Feliz cumpleaños. Gracias, Evangelina. This training is a true eye-opener. Thank you, Michelle. Appreciate that. All right. Thank you, everyone. So, Jameson.
Oh, thank you, Fernando. This training is amazing. It's going back to the basics, definitely, and knowing exactly where to focus on, and going back to the launches, amazing. And definitely, I'm getting my list together and getting it working my list. And going the step beyond, once you exhaust your warm market, I really like the apps that you're showing us how to work through those. And one day, maybe you'll actually show us how you do a whole video or whatever. I like when you brought up the thing with Thomas Edison, that they I like he was too stupid to quit, to listen to them and to follow. They couldn't educate him to quit. That's they couldn't educate out of him the determination to see something through to the end. That's I like that. Like, he's too stupid to quit. Yeah, he wouldn't listen. You couldn't teach him to quit. I like that.
Exactly. And you know what? One thing that I learned Jameson, as I read a little bit of his story, is he was deaf. He lost his hearing. And that's why they consider him being stupid. I might be wrong with this story that I'm trying to share from Thomas Edison, but his mother encouraged him so much and believed in him so much. See, you got to have someone that believe in you, that he started to do all these inventions. He really started to become so creative because he couldn't hear the negativism from people.
That's a
Oh my
gift.
goodness.
That is a gift to not be able to hear all the chatter they give you. That
Right, right.
their personal opinion and their judgment of someone, and not understanding from their own perspective. And they didn't, and like Michael Jordan, I failed. But it takes what every time you drive, you're always off course all the time. And it's just that it's so automatic that you automatically are putting yourself right back on course. It's amazing. Thank you.
I'm telling you. I mean, we're in the right direction, Jameson. So, hey, give me a second. I'm trying to get my phone connected. So before we wrap up, I want to give you a little training on this platform here. Give me one second. You guys hearing echo background? Any echo background?
Very small, very, very small amount.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's hardly noticeable.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jameson. All right, everyone. So here's what I'm gonna do before we leave. Let me see. Let me 1, 2, 3 testing. Okay. I'm gonna give you a little bit of training. I'm gonna bring up my phone screen uh, to make a good use of our tools here. Share entire screen. Okay. I think I see it. Oh, 1 second. Screens. Share entire screen. There we go. You all see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you can see, I have PixArt. I have CapCut. Where you see new project, this is your lab, your crazy experiments, right? So it allows you to do editing. Let's check this video out. Okay. So this was one of my crazy videos that I made of the so many videos that I have. I also I put sounds to our templates, and instead of putting a lot of writing in the invitations, we put the AI voice. And how do we do that? Let me explain that. Anytime you do want to create a new project, you click on new project. All right. And if you want to say, for instance, create a video, you can click on the video that you want to create here. Say if I want to edit this video, I go to the platform, but hold on. Let me go here. I go to the scissor in the bottom and I start doing all the adjustments. Let's assume that I want to make some adjustments on this video here. I post it here. And I can do video recording or pictures. So this right here, if you see these guys in the background, the platform has all these tools that you're able to use. They got all these little videos, and I'll show you where I found these videos. As you can see here, I created this one right here with Get Started, right? And these guys are excited because and this right here, it's sublime advertising, where people see the stuff and they're curious about it and they contact me. So on this video this morning, I got about 5 people already that want to talk about what this is. See right there. Now I erase the CapCut. I get that out. And here's if I want to do any editing. I can go to text if I want to add text in the bottom. If I want to write more stuff, I can write more stuff. I can look at the fonts, right? Or styles, effects. And yes, it's tedious to learn how to use these tools, but it's worth it. because it's allowing you an opportunity to have tools working for you. Once you create your content, Facebook allows you to, post it whenever you want. You can post it right away, or you can just kind of record it, bring it to Facebook, and you can also put it in a weekly activity type of automatic posting through Facebook. So you put the time and the date that you want Facebook to post it for you, and it'll do it. Okay. So to play with these tools, it's gonna take, hold on. It's going to take making a lot of mistakes and clicking on all these little buttons, which is what I do to be able to create my content, my videos. I use this tool. I also use this shot. Okay, so download these apps, and whenever you want to create any type of videos, you click on what video you want to create. If it's new, it'll show you exactly, which video you can bring there so you can edit it in the platform. Again, if I'm going to record a video now, it would take me some time. Let me tell you how much time it can take you to create a video and edit it. Let me just hold on. I stop screen sharing. There we go. Yeah, it can take us a long time, but we can come back to a class. Let me turn this off. And I'll give you a detailed class next time. If you guys want it, we can do it. But now you have assignments to look for those apps, download the apps, and play with them. I've learned, by watching videos. I go on YouTube and watch the videos of how people use the platforms and take my time to do those things. Why? Because this helps me to attract people in the marketplace and be consistent. Once you start posting, make sure the posting is consistent. You got to do posting on a consistent basis every single day, at least once a day, one video a day will allow you to engage with people. And people, believe me, they're going to start looking at your stuff. And when they do, it's amazing to see, who's watching your stuff. And then, as a matter of fact, Facebook is already paying me. Okay, so they're depositing what is it, $30? I think what is it, on the 25th of this month? Congratulations, you're building your audience. So once you really build your audience, TikTok is paying me. It's already paying me. They're paying me, what is it, like $5, $6, $7. So all these platforms, when you brand yourself, pay you extra income on top of your income that you're generating from MWR. So branding yourself is a lot. You know why they pay you? Because you're bringing them traffic. And the more traffic you're able to bring through the social media space, the more access you have in them funding your traffic. People become influencers and they make millions of dollars, only from the platforms. YouTube channel. I got a friend of mine, Patrick B. David. I'm pretty sure you guys know him. He became an influencer. Facebook is paying him a fortune. Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. How did they start it? Just like us, experimenting the process. And now he's an influencer. He's worth about $350 million just by being an influencer. He ended up selling his company that he built up, which is PHP, People Helping People. It's an insurance company. So if we're really going to go all out, let's go all out. Okay, this opportunity that we have in our hands, which is our lifestyle legacy opportunity, everybody needs to hear about it, but they need to hear from you. All right. With that being said, any questions, anyone?
Fernando, this is Elisa.
Yes. Hi, Elisa.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to do something and I was connected again. But I want to say thank you so much. You are a champion of champions using these tools. I love it. I'm going to put time to learn how to do that. And I love every post that I see from you in Facebook, in TikTok, in Instagram. I love all of them. Thank you so much. You're very creative. Thank you so much. That is one of the skills that entrepreneurs has. And you have all of the skills that I want to have too. Thank you, Fernando. Thank you so much. And again, happy birthday.
Thank you very much, Elisa. Ladies and gentlemen, Elisa, you go to her Facebook, she's always posting. I mean, she's really, she taught me TikTok. I didn't know anything about TikTok, right? Until she gave me a few lessons. You see, I learned from her. And these lessons, I took them by heart. So I'm using everything that I can so people know that I'm alive and that I have something that I like to introduce them to. So we do all kinds of things to be able to create the traffic, but don't forget, start with the basic things, which is your immediate list of contacts. Don't go outside of that circle until you finish it. Once it's exhausted, and once you got the referrals, and you exhausted the referrals, start doing then the activities that are going to brand you. Okay, because at the end of the day, you do want to brand yourself, and people are going to start liking what you expose. And all of a sudden, right, they'll know and ask you, what is it that you do? Now, there comes the introduction of our incredible lifestyle legacy platform to be able to introduce them to. Okay. So, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm wishing you an incredible weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. Give them a big hug from us to them. Super, super big hug. Let them know that we love them. Okay. So, take good care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and let's go out there and make things happen. And we'll see you all at the top. Bye now.
Thank you, Fernando. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate you all. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Fernando.
Bye, Michelle. Happy Mother's Day. David?